Hey there and welcome back. So a lot has changed in the week since I last posted regarding how real estate agents can continue to serve their clients and grow their business in the age of the coronavirus pandemic. We're in a really fluid situation and it feels like things are changing so much day to day. But since I posted that last video, I've been bombarded with questions, mostly on my Instagram, obviously from my coaching group of real estate agents. Everybody has the same questions of, Stefanie, what do we do to keep selling real estate? How do I continue prospecting in a time like this? Or should I even be trying to sell and prospect? Should I be looking for opportunities for me to continue to earn an income? How do I do that? And most importantly, people are asking me, Stefanie, how do I continue to market my business? How do I talk about real estate on social media during a time like this? So I have some really good tactical tips and strips coming your way, or tips and tricks, wow, hey yo, coming your way in this video. So be sure to watch till the very end. And I also have some ways that you can begin implementing this stuff right away this week, even if you're not used to some of the tactics that I'm going to be sharing. So stay tuned. And hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Stefanie Lugo. I am located here in Phoenix, Arizona, and this is my channel where I share strategies on how real estate agents can grow their real estate business and have a lot of fun while they're at it. So if you're into that kind of thing, be sure to hit subscribe. I'm going to continue creating videos on topics like this, but mostly regarding real estate marketing strategies and the latest what's working now business tactics for realtors in 2020 and beyond. So without a doubt, the biggest question that I'm being approached with is this: Stefanie, how do I sell? How do I prospect during a time like this? And I have a few ways that we can get around this. And number one is you should still be prospecting. You should be still trying to sell. And I say this for a couple of different reasons. I want to just sympathize with the fact that it's totally natural to wonder if you should stop prospecting altogether or take a step back. But I think that we need to be looking at this from a couple of different ways. Number one, I think that it's really important that no matter what, even in times of crisis like this during the coronavirus days, even in days during the Great Recession, or even after huge crises like natural disasters that happen to more geo-specific areas, there are still people that need to buy and sell real estate. And so the idea that people don't have money right now, nobody wants to buy or sell, those are limiting beliefs. And I want to just get that out of the way right now. Yes, your existing book of business may be taking a pause. Yes, you may have had escrows fall out in the last couple of weeks due to this pandemic. And that's totally natural because some of the workforce is going to be impacted by this. Some people's circumstances have changed so drastically that yes, of course, they can't buy or sell, but that doesn't mean that everybody is out of the game. And so we should be expecting our book of business to change. We should be preparing ourselves to pivot, because the secret is, even during the Great Recession and the bottom of the market, 2010, 2011, there were still like 4.3 million home sellers and buyers out in the market transacting real estate during that time. And so it's really important to remember that even when times are really tough, like they are right now, there are still people who require your service. And so our job isn't just to sit back and assume that nobody wants to hear from us anymore. Instead, our job is to look at the opportunities that are available to us and look for the people who we can actively serve right now. I also want to point out the fact that a lot of real estate agents operate off of fear. And so hopefully if you're watching this channel and if you subscribe to this channel, you're not one of those real estate agents. You embrace change, you can meet adversity head on, and you are ready for any challenge that faces you. But you know what? We're all still human, and it's totally natural to feel like we should just be taking a step back during this time. But a lot of real estate agents are going to be doing that not you. This is when you need to be buckling down, really digging your heels in and making sure that you're making decisions and making moves that are going to help support your business regain momentum and maintain that momentum throughout the rest of the year. Because at the end of the day, this will pass. This coronavirus pandemic is going to have huge impacts globally, but we shouldn't expect this to last forever, right? But your decisions and how you choose to operate your business now will make lasting impacts on your business. And so you have the opportunity to either make the decisions that are going to help your business remain strong and healthy in the time coming, or you can be making decisions like sitting at home, complaining about things that you don't control, or even worse, just explaining the situation away and burying your head in the sand. Those are going to have lasting negative effects on your business. And so that's why we do want to continue to sell. We want to continue gaining momentum any way we can. We want to continue to stay engaged, and we want to continue to serve where we can, because at the end of the day, if everybody stopped selling, if all services screeched to a halt, which I know that's kind of what it feels like right now, but that's not really what's going on. The economy is going to take a lot longer to rebound from this. There are going to be far lasting effects on not only the local economy, but your ability to support your family, your ability to support any team or staff that you currently employ. So no, this is not the time to take your foot off of the pedal. This is the time to take advantage of the opportunities that are available to us, especially while our competition is pulling back. Okay, so let's look at ways that we can do that naturally. So kind of like I mentioned before, we really need to be looking for who needs us. Our business might be changing and pivoting a little bit, and that's okay. We need to be ready to change and pivot in order to meet the current needs. All right. And so I think that when we consider who needs us, of course, number one, it's our database and our current clients, right? So if you watched my last video, you knew that you should have been reaching out to any current escrows, any listings coming up, and really having heavy communication with those who were looking to transact either in the next 30, 60, or 90 days, because those are the people that we need to be game planning with. If it's still in their interest to buy and sell, then we need to be helping them achieve that. And if it is not any longer in their best interest to buy or sell, we need to be game planning their next steps to either move that purchase or sale further down the pipeline to later this year, or maybe find an alternative to what they were trying to do in the first place. But we also need to consider the economic effects that are happening. And when this occurs, when there is a major shift in consumer interest, consumer attention, consumer purchasing habits, there are a couple of people who are affected right off the top. And right now, who we're seeing affected heavily are investors who own multiple Airbnbs, for example. So those who own multiple vacation rentals saw a lot of their business vanish overnight. Bookings vanished within days for months in advance. And so that creates a conversation for those who own those properties, and they can decide now whether is this the time to dig in our heels and hold through this crisis, or is this an opportunity for us to sell at the top of the market, right? So you need to be having those conversations, identifying who those game players are, and really creating options and sharing solutions with them. And that might be a great short-term play to get some listings coming up, because if somebody is thinking that they want to sell now, they should sell earlier rather than later to capitalize on the height of the market as it still stands. Other investors who own multiple properties, maybe they're rentals, things of that nature, they also may have a lot of money tied up in the stock market, meaning they need to be liquid. So they may be looking to sell properties not because they have to, but because they need some cash after they've lost a lot of the gains from the turbulence that the stock market has seen in the last couple of weeks. And so those are other people that you could be reaching out to, just in terms of making sure that you're opening conversations, providing solutions, and possibly finding opportunities to add more clients into your pipeline. Yes, you may not have a lot of experience experience working with these types of clients. Maybe they're a little outside of your normal realm of your book of business, but that's okay because we're real estate agents who get creative and who offer solutions to those who need it. So find a way that you can serve those populations who are actively needing to transact real estate right now and figure out how your unique skills and solutions can fit into that mix. And my next tip about selling during the coronavirus pandemic is to kind of change your mindset, okay? Because a lot of real estate agents focus on the short term, but we need to be focusing on the long term. And here's what I mean. A lot of real estate agents want to find the quick deals. They want to find the people who are ready to buy and sell now, and they ignore all the other opportunities who are any further out because you get commission breath. You want to check now. And that is a very dangerous game to play right now because even though you might be hurting for income at this moment, you are still going to need income further down the line in Q3, Q4, once the dust settles. And so I want to encourage you to shift your mindset from short-term deals because here's the fact. A lot of markets have been shut down from any real estate activity altogether. Okay, it is not deemed as an essential service, and so it is going to be one of those industries that will be impacted by mandatory closures, mandatory quarantines, things of that nature. We need to just be prepared for the possibility of that happening in your area if it hasn't yet. And so that means we have to shift that thinking from the short-term deals that you might be used to looking for, i.e. if you are used to building your business off of open houses where those leads are ready to go within 30 to 90 days. We need to shift our thinking. We cannot be relying on those deals anymore. We need to be looking at how we're going to build up our pipeline for the long haul in the Q3, Q4, and into 2021. Okay, because there are things that you can be doing to set your business up now for massive gains and massive revenue success in the next 12 months. Those are the activities that you need to be focusing on because those short-term opportunities may be dwindling just in the immediate foreseeable future. So I want to share some tips around that so that you can start building up your pipeline over the next 3, 6, 9, and 12 months so that you have business that's closing in during that time after the dust settles, right? I don't want you to wake up 3 months from now after having done nothing and been completely immobile and having to start from scratch. Once the dust settles, once this passes us and things can return to some semblance of normalcy, you need to be ready to hit the ground running. So let me share some tips on how to make that happen. So number 1 is staying present on social media. Okay, now there's one thing that is for certain. We may not be able to do a lot of things, but we can do this. We have so much power to interact with consumers with our smartphones right now. So if you have not yet built out a thoughtful, comprehensive social media strategy for your business, you are already hurting, my friend. Because here's the thing, the real estate agents who are active on social media are not being hampered by not being able to get those face-to-face times with their clients or communication being lost through the chaos of it all. Because at the end of the day, no matter what crisis is happening, people are still tuning into social media because it's escapism. People go to social media to be entertained, to be educated, to be inspired. And there's never been a time more critical for that kind of content than today. So I'm telling you, if you're a real estate agent who has not figured out how to show up and interact with your database and grow your audience on social media, now is the time. And I have a class coming up. It's totally free. It's a virtual class that's going to be held this week on Wednesday. So that's tomorrow after this recording drops. Be sure to sign up for that class and I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to get that started in your business, because I am telling you, if you can do nothing else, if no one's answering your cold calls, if you can't do open houses, if you can't be door knocking, you can be interacting with potential buyers and sellers on social media, and I can show you how. So all that information is linked below. I can help you out with it. Otherwise, if you already have found some success on social media and you kind of know the ropes, just make sure you're showing up. So you need to be showing up on social media every single day on the platforms where your audience hangs out. And again, your audience is your database, right? So your sphere of influence, friends, family, past clients, current clients, future clients, any referral partners. You need to be very, very visible to them right now, because if you're not visible to them right now, they will not remember you 90 days from now. And I know that sounds extreme, but think about what sheltering in place, what self-isolation will do to the consumer eye over the next 30 to 60, 90 days. And if you are not in front of them after they emerge from this self-isolation, I don't really feel like I have to say much more. And the next way that you can really set yourself up to make sure that you are going to continue to win during and after the coronavirus pandemic is to make sure that your business is systems ready. And I said that in the last class, or in the last video rather, but it's really, really important to make sure that you are looking at your business and finding ways to make it work for you during this time. So if you need to be looking into more virtual solutions to be taking listing and buyer consultations, Zoom calls are a great way to do that. That's a way that we interact with our clients all the time, even in normal situations when there's not a horrible pandemic going on. It's a great way to stay in touch with out of state buyers and sellers, things of that nature. So check out Zoom for video call recording. Of course, you have FaceTime and other ways to just utilize your smartphone to stay in touch with people. And really make sure that you're leaning into video during this time as well, because you want to maintain that face-to-face connection with your database. The other things that you can be doing during this time are setting up your database. So if you have not yet organized your list of your sphere of influence, the people who know you, like you, and trust you, and who would be willing and able to refer you down the road, now is a great time to delegate some time to that project. So if you haven't done that before, there's a lot of resources that I can help you with as well. But there are just these systems that you should be looking at in your business and trying to find ways to utilize this time to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and ensure that when you look back on this time, you are proud of how you showed up. You should be thinking about what you want to take away from this experience. You can leave this experience with great new habits, great new systems, great new skills. Or you can leave this experience having wasted a lot of time and effort and energy on things like complaining, giving up, criticizing others for the way that they are showing up, and focusing on things that you cannot control. We don't want to be those real estate agents. We want to be the real estate agents who meet adversity head on and who look for the opportunity within the obstacle. So there's a lot of ways that I can help support you to do that. Be sure to hit the links below in the caption for all kinds of free resources, especially the free class that I have coming up this week. Join me virtually and I will show you the ropes and everything that you need to know about social media marketing for your business. So I want to thank you for spending this time with me and watching this video and taking a few minutes to invest in yourself and in your business. I think that we need to expect things to continue to change rapidly. We need to expect things to stay hard and uncomfortable for a while, but I know that you can do it. And I know that you have overcome huge struggles before. This is just going to be another way for you to develop even more, to develop in the face of adversity and hopefully come out on the other end of this still rocking and rolling. And I want to support you in that any way that I can. So be sure to tune back in for more videos soon. Hit subscribe to this channel if you have not yet, because I have a lot of new content coming out. And if you want to check in and just see how things are going, you can always connect with me on Instagram. I'm happy to chat, help you through anything that you're struggling with, or answer any questions that you might have along the way. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and till next time, keep on crushing it, friends.